Merci beaucoup for allowing us some of your time to do this in a question and answer in Uşak Film Festival, 8th International Film Festival. Cloud is one of my favorite movies, so I was actually very excited because I have to concise my emotions and my thoughts. Maybe that's why this technical problem happened. So really congratulations to you and your team. For me, it is a movie that is interwoven, like there's fantasy, symbolism, and classic narration of international human stories. So in that respect, every time you watch it, you can still find something. So it's really nice. And for me, The Cloud kind of was something about Mother Nature and family. Your movie for me was a little bit like that, and The Cloud was maybe representing the sometimes Mother Nature, like in your movie, there's water, there's fire, it nurtures us like family, but sometimes there can be danger and it can harm us willingly and unwillingly. And then versus the family, all the characters, the motherhood and the father. So I thought of that, but I wonder, what does it symbolize to you, Cloud? And I also wonder if you have an affinity for nature, because it feels like in this movie, with all these great landscapes and all this nature scenes, it seems as if you are someone, and your team or somebody in the team, I don't know if that's exactly you, but it seemed like you have a connection with nature. So what does The Cloud symbolize to you? And is there a connection with nature?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me. Even though it's on Zoom, I'm really happy. And everything you say about the film is really moving to me. Thank you so much. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. And yeah, I really like what you're saying about Mother Nature. And so, yeah, the cloud for me, well, with Cloud, I wanted to make a film about mourning, because I lost my father when I was 15. And so shortly after that, in high school, I met this other girl called, well, she's not called Capucine, but called Eglantine in real life. And her mother was a bit sick. And so, you know, I admired her a lot, and I wanted to be like her, because she was like a sunshine. She had such an amazing personality. And I realized that she was, in a way, blocking out all real emotions and just moving straight forward in order to like ignore what was happening with her mum. And so, yeah, a few years later, I wanted to make a film about it. And so I wanted The Cloud to be like, yeah, like Mother Nature, but also like this scary entity that symbolizes death. And of course, death is natural, but at the same time, they're scared of this cloud. But even though it destroys everything, people still survive and carry on, even though death is devastating. Like in the end, everything is covered with ashes, but the two girls are there together, and they're gonna get up again and carry on, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. It was actually one of my questions you already answered. I was going to ask you if this Capucine character, especially, was there anybody that inspired you with that character? Because she is really a very calculated in every scene. There's either a body movement, even how she wears her hair, and everything about her is really nicely done. I'm sorry, I'm not from cinema. Actually, I'm a writer and a biologist, and I write poetry. But sometimes I get stuck when I feel I needed to learn more about cinema, maybe terminologies. So sometimes I have a problem with that.
I get stuck as well. I forget words. It's fine.
Okay. All right. And so I was thinking, maybe I can. What was I going to say about that? Yeah. For example, even the first scene, like everybody knows there's a cloud coming, but they're like kind of waiting, like they give the destiny in the hands of the cloud. They even can be doing gym, all this, gym for relaxed. And Capucine comes there. She's a little bit like always alert, on the move, and she wants to take the control of her own life. Then you feel it. So I was gonna ask that, but the next would be maybe if the casting was easy. Like they're really good in the acting. The characters really did a good job. So how long did it take you to find the right people?
For the first question, it's true that in the school and stuff, everyone is a bit like, ooh, whatever, the cloud is coming. But yeah, I wanted everyone to be a bit numb and not feel really anything, and so it would make Capucine stand out even more because she's the only one who's not going in the same direction. She's going the other way, and so that's what's going to make Eugenie go with her. So yeah. And no, the casting, I love casting. Casting was one of my favorite moments when making a film. And so with Cloud, Nuage, it's in French. Okay. With Cloud, yeah, it was very different for all the characters because the one who plays Capucine is called Solène Rigaud, and she'd already played in quite a few short films, so I'd heard her name before. And so I met her and told her the story, and as soon as I saw her, I knew she was perfect for the part. And for the other part, for Eugenie, for the blonde one, played by Cyprienne Gardin, that was more of a classic auditioning thing, when I post auditions online and then we get loads of emails from actors, and then we choose who we want to see, and then we see them and we audition them. And Cyprienne came in and she had this little baby face and her huge big blue eyes, and she was perfect. And yeah, it wasn't a difficult choice. It was like I knew she was perfect. Yes, and for the mother,
okay, sorry.
Sorry. And the mother is, I saw her in a feature film because she's from Belgium. Mm-hmm. And so I contacted her, I wrote to her, and she answered yes, and that's it.
Okay. And I was really in love with the jacket because I'm a little bit into symbolism. I like it also in poetry. I like symbolic poets. And so for me, and the color, it again was like why am I Capucine, as if giving a little bit of the herself, maybe telling why are you wearing this white and stuff, and she wears this red, and I'm getting, and I thought because of the color and because of the shine, it symbolizes life despite this maybe this cloud coming, the danger, and despite maybe the mother might die, there's still red in Capucine in this, and then the shine. So it as if it represented, like you also said in the beginning, it's like life versus death, but death is also natural. But then there's this cloud, so there's this some things like on contrasting one another. And I think it was the best in the last scene because the jacket was half buried in gray and mud color, but there's as if their friendship we would survive every kind of morning. We can come across many things in life, but we will still survive through it. Maybe our shine will get a little bit gray for a while. So I thought this jacket, this is just some of the things I thought. Even from the beginning, I thought that there is something I can, as if every time I watch, as I said, I could get something from there, because I like that. I like that there's in movies, there's some things that can unroll all the time you watch it. I don't want movies to give me everything in once. So as I said, maybe the jacket is the obvious one, but there's so much symbolism in the movie as well. And that's why, as I said, it is strong in my opinion. And even the fantasy, like, as I said, I am not from the cinema, but I know that sometimes fantasy movies, sometimes the scenes that are fantastic, either catastrophe or something with digital work, it makes the movie lose its texture. But in cloud, it doesn't lose its texture. All these mountains and the cloud coming, there's still something very natural about it. So I really liked it. So was it in your intention how to use the fantasy elements?
To use the fantasy elements?
Yeah. How did you work on these fantasy elements in your movie? Did you intentionally limit their, how can I say, limit their being too 3D or too techno something? I think in your movie, there's fantastical scenes, but even the father maybe who was symbolized with the big man in the cloud, everything is more natural and soft and close to heart. Like it's not distant, cold. There's something warm. So did you intentionally?
Yeah, I wanted it to feel organic in a way. So that's why the dream sequences, you know, when she dreams that she's in the cloud, we shot those for real in a big studio on a black background with, we had these huge things blowing wind into her face and stuff. And then the only thing we added afterwards was the little particles of ashes. And so over the whole film, I wanted a kind of film look. I didn't want it to look too digital. And I think that's what gives it the kind of natural, soft charm, and even the work on the colors and everything. And so we added a kind of fake film of the whole film. And so I think that helps even with the special effects. But then we were lucky to work with a very good studio for the special effects, especially for the last scene. And so, yeah, we worked quite a lot on those special effects, but they're really, really good. They're called Digital District. And so they did an incredible job with that. But yeah, the cloud absolutely had to look good at the end. Otherwise the whole film would be ridiculous if there was a silly like
yeah, but okay, maybe then it is it's good that you said it's a good studio, because sometimes some things look so simple, but actually that means there's so much work put into it to look that simple in the end. So hats off to your technical team then. So let me look at my notes. So I also realized if you intended to do any storytelling about if a danger or mourning, how it brings people together. Like for example, Eugene, is it the name of the Eugene?
The names are really not English. They're very complicated. It's like
no, I know a little bit French, but I don't. Was she Eugene, the blonde one? For example, she nearly has no family. Like in the first scene, we see that there is nobody coming to the funeral, but as if she needs this family, and then she's so quickly become a part of this team. And maybe I forgot what I asked you. As I said, I'm a little bit excited. So what did I ask you? Because I have extra questions. I don't want to go in my all extra questions. What did I ask you? I forgot. What does always? Yeah, okay. The danger and mourning, how people come together. Sometimes we act, for example, our courage, sometimes in immediate danger situations, we act differently. And sometimes we are more ourselves, I think, when we have to do something very big, like they choose to go despite the dangers, whatever, they take this journey, they go, and maybe it strips off their own more real character, because in Eugenie's character, you see it a little bit more like that. You see that there is a dormant power in her that is not so different from Capucine. And you feel as if this whole journey, there's Cloud, there's her mother died, maybe she misses her own mother, she so quickly has her sleep on her shoulders and everything. This whole intense journey makes their character come out more, especially for Eugenie, because she is not necessarily immediately like Capuchin, but they still share something similar, because or else it seems like Capuchin wouldn't want her with her anyway, something like that. So do you think, were you thinking of making a story also because this mourning and loss make people come together in different ways? You can pass my question, by the way, any question.
Yeah. I wanted those two girls to find each other because they're both going through the same things at different times. Eugenie has lost her father at the beginning of the film. He's the one at the funeral. And then she's gonna help Capucine face the same thing with her mother. But whilst helping Capucine, Eugenie is gonna move on with her own mourning, her own pain. And so, yeah, I think people who've suffered difficult things find each other in a way, like they recognize each other. I don't know why.
Yeah, maybe because pain is pain makes us go through a learning process, which is very unique. It's sometimes it hurts, but in the end we become stronger, and maybe that's why. But yeah, other than that, I would like to ask you if there's something you would like to tell us, because this is only my opinions on the movie, my questions, but maybe if you would like to tell something to our audience that I missed, something about your movie that you want the audience to know, you can let them know or something.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very flattered. And yeah, basically I wanted to make...
I couldn't hear you, Joséphine. Sorry. Can you repeat, please? There's something froze in my screen.
No, I was saying that I was very flattered by everything you've said about the film, and that's exactly what I wanted to do with the film. So if you've seen those things in it, then that means the world to me. And yeah, basically I just wanted to make a film about, because it's not about accepting death, because I think death is probably the most unacceptable thing. I think it's more about learning to live with it, learning to live with your ghosts, and helping each other and being there for each other. So that's kind of how I wanted people to feel at the end of the film.
Yeah, actually, I even thought that the scene, for example, where they fight, everything is so natural, and the way it unrolls, and the scenery. I thought normally, the festival movies unfortunately do not reach many people, because some people also are not like followers of festivals like this. I'm talking about not to look down on people, but like the ordinary people, like they don't have a habit of. We mostly are already in cinema, we watch that festival films, the other one, maybe we're the same group of people, and otherwise we are in this mainstream. And then in the mainstream, all of us, even if we criticize, we still have many Hollywood movies in our minds, like I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
And I thought your movie is so strong. If it would be seen with many people, I think it would be a movie that would really stay in the minds. Because as I said, nature, the landscape versus the friendship and how it unrolls, because they also fight, is there, because fighting is sometimes when you do your first fight with your best friend, for example, it feels bad, but you kind of become better friends later on. So that scene, everything, it was so funny and emotional, and all the mountains and everything. So it was really nice, and I really hope your festival days are doing good and you're reaching more people, because I think it's kind of a movie that we should be watching. Thanks so much for making such a beautiful movie.
Thank you for watching it, for everything you said. And does the festival, is it online every year or?
Yes, I mean, at least for the last 2 years, we started with the pandemic, but it really worked quite good, because I believe sometimes when you do a festival in a physical place, you're again limited, but who can come there? Not everybody would come after your work. They want to come get on a bus and come to your city to watch your movie. So online, we really were happy. We are happy to bring movies to people, because festival movies are not mainstream. As you know, the topics that are dealt with in this festival movies are different, and we really need to cleanse our imagination a little bit from all this mainstream. And then in mainstream, we also always limited to a couple countries movies, but we don't necessarily watch movies from Argentina or whatever. So we really like the festival atmosphere a lot for many reasons, and we are so happy and we're honored that you sent your movie to us. And if I'm not mistaken, we are doing Asian premiere of your movie, and so we're thrilled. Thanks for that. We're thrilled to be doing that, because as I said, it's one of my favorite of this year. So it was very nice talking to you. If there's anything else you can add.
No, it was lovely talking to you, and I hope that the people who are going to see the film are going to enjoy it as much as you did. And if do you get any feedback or not? When we do sometimes. All of us sometimes get from our social media accounts and etc. Maybe in the future we can do more things about that. Maybe there can be a place where people can, I don't know. But lately I also realized from people that there's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, people are a little bit divided, and people are getting more like putting a like is easier than writing a sentence for some people, because as if we have to be fast in this life, but I don't know where we're going. So, but if somebody especially tells me something about Cloud, I'll let you know. I'll email you. Okay. Have a nice night and take care. Hope to see you again sometime in the future festivals. Yeah, me too. I'd love to.